Okay, we're gonna jump right into this one. This one gonna be short and sweet. Part three of the rejection wound and abandonment wound, and how it can show up in how you raise your children, and how you parent your kids, and how you treat your kids. To one extreme, you give your child everything they want. There is nothing that they would not get, no matter how they act, good, bad, or indifferent. They're going to get what they want because you don't want your child rejecting you, because your body, your mind, your memory remembers how you felt when you were rejected by your parents. So you're like, I'm not going to do what my parents did. I'm not going to have my child experience what I went through. And so you don't. You have that child get everything that they want. That child is so happy and everything. And you got a smile on your face because your child has a smile on their face. But guess what? That child may grow up entitled, feeling like they can get any and everything that they want because they got it from you. And the thing is, it's okay to give your child everything, but you have to teach your child boundaries. You have to teach your child respect, and you have to teach your child that, they're not entitled to get any and everything that they want from any and everybody. I mean, if they want to go out and get it, that's fine. But everybody is not going to give it to them. So you're going to have a child that could possibly grow up being manipulative to get what they want, being I don't want to use the word bratty, but just being in that entitled mindset. And let's say you have that child grow up and they have all of that, and then somebody rejects them, right? They're experiencing their first rejection or their first major rejection in life. They don't know how to handle it. So now they are acting irate, acting, in whatever manner that they will act in when they don't get what they want. So you see how your rejection wounds can affect your children. Okay. So on the other hand of that is you don't give your child anything because you mad, you angry. Well, I didn't get anything. So why should my child get anything? And those are just the two extremes. It's a lot in the middle, but those are just two extremes. You give them what they want, and then you don't give them what they want. And this is the other part that I'm going to talk about really, really, really quick. Because you were rejected, nothing is going to stop you from spending money that you have or that you don't have to get you or your child what it is that they want. If my son wanted, he gonna get it. I don't care if I have to go broke, if I need to spend all of this money, or if I need to spend all of that money, my child is going to get it. You will go to the extreme to make yourself, not to make yourself, I'm sorry, to give your child what they want because you didn't, and you don't want your child to feel rejected. And sometimes that's not a good thing. You have to have balance. You have to have boundaries in this. You have to also realize that your child is not you. So sometimes we place our wounds on our children, and then we end up still raising children that could possibly end up being wounded. Maybe not in childhood, but maybe in adulthood. So we have to be super careful when we have our wounds and how they are expressed, how and how we relate to our children. So you don't want your rejection or abandonment wound to come off on your child to where you have now imprinted within them another wound that could be open in their adulthood. You still have to teach your child, yes, you're going to get what you want, but and it has to come with something else, because now you're raising a child that may be ungrateful because they always got everything they wanted from you, and now the world has to experience an ungrateful child or adult. And you would never blame yourself because you was like, well, I gave my child everything they wanted. I was good to them. Okay, I sacrificed for them. But their spouse, the friends, their boss, the world has to now experience an ungrateful child. So if you are going to do that, if you are going to, give your child everything that they want because you didn't have it and people walked away from you, have your boundaries. Have some understanding with your children when you do that. As a matter of fact, talk to your kids about that. Tell your children that you were rejected. It's okay. I think some people tend to forget that kids are not that dumb. You know, you can explain it to them and they'll understand. I explain a lot of things to my son that, I guess maybe other people would be like, well, why are you telling him that? Because one day he's going to be an adult. My son comprehends very well. And even if he doesn't in that moment, guess what? It'll be implanted in his mind. You plant the seeds. You talk to your children. You prepare them for the world because they're going to have to live it. They're not going to live up under you, forever. Oh, this is the other thing. Sometimes when you give your child everything they want, it comes back to bite you because now they're thinking I can get any and everything from mama and daddy at any time that I want. So you'll have some children that will be so grateful and thankful that you did all of those things. And then you'll have some children that's going to be entitled with you and it's going to be the worst. The worst. And now you've opened up a whole new can of worms because that child is going to reject you when you don't get what you want. And all you wanted was for your child not to feel rejected. And now your child is rejecting you. That's why I said this topic right here can go in so many directions and so many experiences for people. But to keep the video short, I just wanted to really just talk about what I just talked about. Just be careful when you have that rejection wound. Give your children what they need and what they don't need, okay, is you trying to heal through them. You got to heal on your own. They don't need you to heal through them. Raise them the right way. Give them things if you want to do that, but just know it's a fine line. Am I trying to tell you how to raise your children? Of course not. I'm just telling you things that I have seen that have happened to people, things that I've heard as I've coached people. And just, I mean, if you just watch some TV shows, it's right there in your face. So just be careful if you have rejection issues when you are raising your children. Your children didn't experience that, you did. And you have to be able to separate the two. Still raise your child if you are healing. Learn your limits, learn your boundaries. Notice when you are going into your hurt mode so that you don't hurt your child in the long run. Now, I'm not saying that, it happens all the time, but I'm just saying it can't happen. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, rejection definitely affects the way you raise your kids.